I'm diving into a topic that might just make you pause and rethink your next career move. It's about why rushing to quit your job might not be the best decision for you. As someone who has hopped on several jobs in the last 10 years and ultimately decided to quit last year, I do have some unique perspective to share about job quitting. So let's roll through these 10 top insights that could save you from making a hasty decision that you might regret later. First up, do you have a safety net? Quitting without a backup plan is like jumping into the deep end without knowing how to swim. It's risky, and the panic that follows might not be worth the plunge. Just think about it. You are living a steady paycheck, a steady benefit, and possibly even a career path that you've worked so hard on. So before you hand in that resignation letter, really make sure you have a plan B. For example, before ultimately quitting last year, I made sure that I have enough savings for at least 1 year to cater for my needs and my expenses. That way, I'm not bogged down if any challenges arise. Number 2, ask yourself, do I have enough money saved up to cover my expenses while I search for another job? You need to understand that a safety net is different from an emergency fund. A safety net is something that you use for really small expenses that can catch you by surprises. An emergency fund, on the other hand, is able to sustain you for a particular period of time. For example, 3 months while looking for a new job, or 6 months if you're a contractor. And this is crucial because financial stability can significantly impact your stress level and decision-making process. Let's face it, job hunting can take months, and bills don't stop coming just because you are in between jobs. So if the answer is no, well, you might want to build up your savings before making any drastic decisions. Moving on to number 3, ongoing learning opportunities. You see, sometimes the job you want to leave is the very place where you could be learning the most. Ask yourself, are there training programs, workshops, mentorship opportunities that you have not fully explored? Are there skills you can still pick up? Just give yourself a think. These skills could be invaluable in your future career, which will make you more marketable and versatile in the long run. For example, while working with KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, I spent a good deal of time writing a lot of certification, undergoing a lot of training that are actually paid for by the organization. I spent a lot of time learning about consulting, marketing, strategy, and other aspects of the business, all because I showed an interest, which is what you need to do. And that takes me to number 4, which is a big one, the potential improvement at your current job. Don't get me wrong, change can happen, but it requires patience and sometimes a bit of strategic communication. Have you really voiced your concerns or suggestion to your manager or HR department? Sometimes a simple conversation can lead to significant improvement in your work environment. Trust me, it's worth a trial before trying to jump ship. But if you're hell-bent on jumping ship, I suggest that you jump on to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and maybe turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any other videos, and share it with someone who might be contemplating on moving on to a new job. Now, number 5 is consider the impact on your resume. Job hopping can be a red flag for future employers. Trust me on that. Because if you frequently change job, it can create an impression of instability. Employers invest a significant amount of resources and time in hiring and training new employees. They are looking for a return on that investment, which comes with the expectation that you will stay with the company long enough to contribute meaningfully. So if you're hopping around a lot, they might wonder if you will stick around long enough to justify their investment in you. And number 6 is the emotional decision. It's crucial to step back and think logically. Are you thinking of quitting just because you had a bad week? Or is it truly time to move? I remember I did quit a job a few years ago just because I had a very bad day with the hiring manager. Let things calm down and maybe work with someone else, and I refused and I did quit. And after a few weeks of quitting, I kind of regretted taking that decision because it was just a bad day. I really liked the company. I could have stayed and I could have learned more from it. So you really need to understand that emotions can cloud your judgment. So it's essential to take a step back and evaluate the situation objectively. Maybe take a few days to cool off and reassess how you actually feel about your current job. Number 7 is your career trajectory. Quitting might offer some immediate relief, but think about it. Where does it actually place you in 5 years? Does it really align with your long-term goal? Consider how the decision fits your overall career plan. Think about the skills and experience you might gain by staying just a little bit longer. I get it. When contemplating a new job, it's easy to get caught up in the immediate benefit, escaping a stressful situation, finding a new and exciting role, or maybe just getting a change of scenery. However, it's crucial to look beyond the short-term gains. Think about your career as a journey with many steps. Each job that you take should ideally bring you closer to your ultimate career aspiration. Do not just take a job because of its glamour and its shiny intentions. Now, let's talk about market conditions, which is number 8 on our list. Ask yourself, is it a good time to be looking for another job? Sometimes it's better to wait it out until the job market is more favorable. Economic conditions can greatly influence your success in job search. During economic downturns or periods of uncertainties, and let's face it, we are going through one right now, companies might implement hiring freeze, layoffs, and cutbacks. We've seen tech companies, different organizations cutting back staff, laying off staff. This can happen. Do you really want to be quitting at this period? Because this can make finding job even more challenging and stressful. On the other hand, in a booming economy, just like what happened after the wake of COVID, opportunities are plentiful and companies are willing to invest in new talents. So quitting a job without a clear understanding of the current market conditions, trust me, can lead to a prolonged period of unemployment, which can be very financially taxing and emotionally taxing as well. So it's often wise to stay put in a stable job while you carefully plan your next move. And number 9, have you actually explored all the internal opportunities within your current company? Maybe there is a different role or department that could be a better fit for you within the same company. Internal transfers can offer new challenges and growth without the risk associated with quitting. For example, when I was at PwC, I was working in the cybersecurity unit for about a year and 6 months, and I got bored and wanted to leave. But then I decided to look around within the organization and then decided to move into the enterprise strategy route and cloud security. And this actually helped me stay in PwC for almost 3 years, longer than I've stayed in any organization. So sometimes a lateral move can provide the change that you really need without really stressing yourself out in leaving the company. And finally, number 10, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's an old saying, but it's a very true one. Make sure you are not idealizing a new opportunity without understanding the actual realities. Every job has its challenges, and it's important to weigh the pros and cons carefully. Research the new company thoroughly and talk to current and former employees if possible. It might look shiny now, but what makes you think it will be any different from where you currently are now? I've worked with 3 out of 4 biggest professional services in the world, KPMG, Deloitte, and PwC, and people tend to ask me which is the best. But the truth is, they are all the same. Many things affect your experience at an employer: your job, your team, your client, your return package. It's all sorts of things. So do your research, because all that glitters is not gold. So before you make your next big career move, consider these points carefully. This could be the difference between a step forward or a tumble backwards. And remember, it's not just about leaving something behind, it's about moving towards something better. Always weigh your options and choose wisely. Your career is a journey, and every decision you make shapes your path. If you find this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might be considering a career change. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to stay updated with more insightful content. And if you like this video, you might also like another one where I briefly talk about how having a job actually helps you in building a successful business. And if you don't like this video, that's okay too. Give it a thumbs down, but at least let me know in the comment why you don't like it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.